Happy Monday, fight fans. This is the DAZN Boxing Show. I go by the name of Ak.
And I'm Barack, the Boxing Bully.
Thanks for joining us. We had great boxing this weekend. We can get into it all. That's right. Ramirez, Commey, Seniesa Estrada, and obviously Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez right here on the opening bell. I'm so excited to talk about this Caleb Plant, David Benavidez fight, Barack. But first, let's talk about Ramirez, Commey. We had Ramirez on recently, and I said it leading up to that fight that I just didn't see Commey being much of a challenge, and we all saw what happened in the 11th round. Barack, I mean, is it safe to say that Richard Commey has become somewhat of a gatekeeper? I hate to use that word. It's so cliche. We use it often, but it is what it is.
You just jump out of the window with that. I mean, he's what, 36, 37 years old? No, we don't know yet. We're talking about an elite guy, Ramirez, who's an Olympian.
Whoa.
What?
Who? Commey being elite or Ramirez?
Ramirez, bro.
Okay.
Ramirez.
Because you just jumped out the window there.
I mean, Commey was, for the rest of his life, Commey is a world champion. Straight up and down. He's a world champion, IBF. 135 pounds lightweight. So he moves up to 140.
I'm just trying to be honest in 2023. More blunt, I just say. I'm always honest.
And I have nothing against honesty. I'll be honest as well, but I'm not going to go out the window with the honesty and say that he's a gatekeeper yet, when that was a good competitive fight. He was outclassed, I think. He was outclassed and the bigger guy won. I mean, you got to understand, Commey's a tough guy. He's been getting hit in that body. It was a body shot that stopped him. The 11th round, it was a left hook. But he's been getting hit with that shot since the first round. The first round, I seen him get hurt. And it wasn't like he was only getting hit with the left hook to the body. He was also getting hit with the right hook to the body. And he took that for 11 rounds. To call him a gatekeeper?
Well, that doesn't make
we got to see him lose to a prospect to call him a gatekeeper.
That doesn't make you not a gatekeeper, Brock. I mean, look.
You got to lose to a prospect to be called that. He wasn't
competitive against
not a champion.
Look, I'm going to go on a limb and say since he was knocked out by Teofimo Lopez, he just hasn't been the same fighter.
But look who you're naming. He beat Marinez. He beat Marinez.
Fine, but he wasn't an elite talent to begin with. He was a power puncher and a good fighter. But I don't want to get too deep into this. Credit to Ramirez. Let's see who he fights next. I want to move on to the strawweight division, unified champion. She was the WBA, becoming the WBC now. Seniesa Estrada, hell of a win for her, man. I'm happy for her.
Listen, I've been saying this for a very long time now. Seniesa Estrada is the most underrated female boxer in the world. I understand she's on the pound for pound list, but I thought, like maybe last year, that she should have been above like McCaskill, who I love McCaskill. But the thing is, McCaskill was the undisputed champion at 147 pounds. Now, I understand that, but it's because she beat one person. She beat Bracus. Seniesa Estrada is a 2-division champ, and her skill set is just so special. 9 knockouts, like she's so small to be 105 pounds and have knockouts. And you're a female. That's impressive to me. And then her skill, she's just beautiful in there. She's beautiful in there. And I think she's just underrated. The thing is that in women's boxing, you got great boxers at the top. You know?
Yeah.
Katie Taylor, Clarissa Shields. And
Seniesa is definitely up there, man. You can argue she's top 5 in the world.
Maybe. Top 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just giving a little.
And that's only because the other 3 are great and done so much in the sport already.
So much in the sport. Yeah. But look, Barack, let's talk about the fight of the weekend. I mean, the fight that we were all looking forward to for a very long time. Some people have been looking forward to it for years, including the 2 gentlemen that shared the ring, and that's Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez.
Yes.
Barack, you know what I was thinking all weekend? I'm talking about, Sunday. Yesterday, I was thinking, I was trying to sum up this fight in a few words, and what I realized is both of this is a perfect example of 2 fighters fighting their perfect fights, but one guy came on top, right? Because one guy couldn't sustain his perfect style to win. So right. I think condition played a part in it, body attack played a part in it, resiliency played a part in it. It was an amazing fight, in my opinion. Caleb Plant put forward his game plan early in the fight and looked phenomenal. didn't have enough heat to keep Benavidez off of him, even though we saw frustration in there because he could not touch Caleb Plant. He stuck to his game plan in that fight, Barack, and wouldn't waver and stood the course, and to the point where he started to touch him in the body and eventually broke him down. It's just a classic high-level fight. The boxer versus the boxer puncher, and we all saw what happened.
There you go, boxer puncher. He's not like the puncher like Canelo, I would say, because if you think about it, Canelo versus Plant, Canelo only landed about 16 punches more than Plant. Meanwhile, Benavidez landed over 100 more punches than Plant and still couldn't get him out of there, but he is a boxer puncher. The volume of punches is incredible. I like the way you said it. They both fought their fight perfectly for as long as they could. And obviously we're talking about Caleb Plant. In my opinion, he won the first 5 rounds. Yes. He won the first 5 rounds beautifully, and a couple rounds are a little close, but I thought he won the first 5 rounds, pot shotting. And that's the thing. I think sometimes fighters get drawn into doing more combinations instead of fighting like Floyd, who will pot shot you for 11 rounds and not care about the crowd, not care about anything. He just wants to win. And in the 12th round, he might give you a combination and buckle you like he did Berto or Cotto. And that's the thing. I think when you want to mix it up, you get an opportunity to get hit. He got caught. Caleb Plant got caught in the 6th round and never really went back to that style that won him the first 5 rounds. Didn't even keep that right hand up. I don't know. You got to have, just like when Floyd got hit by Sugar Shane Mosley, got rocked twice. What was that, the first or second round?
Second round.
Second round? You got to be able to get back on the game plan. You got to be able to get back to your game plan if your game plan was winning.
But I credit Benavidez for that as well, for actually staying the course and staying aggressive in order to land that shot, because I thought it was a shot that changed the course of the fight. Some body attack slowed Caleb down, but he got hit with an overhand right on the side of the head, I think, that he never really recovered from. And then it was harder for him to actually clinch. He was clinching, some people say maybe a little excessively, but that was his game plan, Barack. I mean, the pot shot, and at times he throw 1 and 2 or 3 shots. But I think with a guy like David, you got to sit on some of those punches to kind of keep him honest. But when you do that, you are in the line of fire and you risk getting hit. It's just a difficult thing. I think if Caleb stood the course, we possibly could have saw him really outbox David Benavidez if he didn't eventually throughout the fight get hit. But both, hat tipped off to Caleb because he didn't go down, even though at times we thought he would. He even traded shots when he was hurt at times, so he's a warrior.
Yes.
Definitely love to see him in the ring again. Nothing to hold his head down for, but you got to give so much credit to David Benavidez. I mean, he set out to do something and he did it in his fashion. This was a classic David Benavidez win towards the end of that fight.
100%. I love the way Caleb showed heart. I mean, but he's a skillful fighter. I think he should have went back to the skills, but he definitely showed heart in there. He did not even go down. 1, he was in shape. 2, his heart was there. He didn't fold. He got hit by shots that hurt him, but he didn't fold. Now, understand something. Everybody is discrediting Kenny Bayless, who was the referee for that particular fight. Everybody, people are joking online.
Including me.
People are joking online saying, oh, I want to give a shout out to Caleb Plant's team, Kenny Bayless, Larry Wade. And that's funny. But at the end of the day, clinching is part of boxing. Should Kenny Bayless probably?
Oh, you talking about the clinching? I was more so talking about.
All right, let me just finish. I got you.
Okay, sorry.
I got you because yes, I think also Kenny Bayless probably stepped in a little bit too much. Now we know Kenny Bayless for doing a lot of Floyd fights, right? And we know that if you clinch, he's gonna break you up. But there were times when one arm was holding, when both fighters had one arm clenched and the other hands were working, especially Benavidez. He was working on the inside a lot. Right. And technically, you can let that go. As a referee, you can let that go. That's legal. It's literally legal to clinch and to punch. That's why some referees be like, go ahead, work it out. If you're clinching with both hands, work it out. And they let them go, but Kenny Bayless didn't let them go, and that kind of displeased the fans. But I just want to speak on Caleb Plant's behalf. If the referee is not taking the point, continue to hold. That's a part of boxing. We've seen Vladimir Klitschko do that. We've seen Floyd do that. We've even seen the Hammer. What's his name? Sergey Kovalev. The Hammer. Sergey Kovalev.
The Crusher.
I said the Hammer. That's Christina.
Julian Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's true too. So we even seen Kovalev do that against Andre Ward. You know why? Because Andre Ward is a great inside fighter. He became a great inside fighter. And Kovalev is like, no, man, I'm not fighting on the inside. I'm gonna hold you, and then we're gonna start over again when the referee breaks us up. It's up to the fighter to keep clinching. When you want to fight from the outside, clinch when you're on the inside. Let the ref break you up. If the ref don't take no points, continue.
But the moment that Caleb Plant was really hurt, and could have went down, was when he stopped. There was a headbutt after that, and he stopped the fight and went to the ref. A lot of people felt like went to the corner for the doctor to see the cut. A lot of people felt like that he should have waited till the round was up, and the doctor could have went to Caleb's corner, but he kind of saved them in that moment because it looks like Benavidez was definitely on his way to at least knocking him down. So he received criticism for that. Now, I understood that part. I understood both sides, Barack, because
what do you mean?
As a ref, after a fighter gets headbutt and you see blood, you're supposed to go, and correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you took the class. You're supposed to call a timeout and have the doctor look at the cut. But at times, the ref can also allow the fight to continue and let the doctor see the cut in the corner. So there was a moment throughout that fight. Yeah, after there was a moment out that fight where Caleb was hurt, and Kenny Bayless stopped the fight and called a timeout for the doctor to see it. And I think he kind of saved them in that round.
I've never really seen.
Yeah, watch that again. But
I got what you're saying. I remember that. I remember that point. I remember that part rather. I never really seen a ref see a headbutt and just stop you immediately.
Yeah, that was odd.
I always see a ref.
I've seen it before, but rarely.
No, I've seen him stop it because of a headbutt, but it's when there's a lull in the fight, not literally if there's a headbutt and they're still punching.
Exactly.
Like I've never seen them jump in between and stop it like that. If there's a lull in the fight, stop it then.
At that moment, it was so off and it was so odd. And Kenny Bayless is a Hall of Fame referee.
But also look, if you see a headbutt, right? Boom, the headbutt, there's blood. You go to the judges or whatever. Hey, look, there's a headbutt. Headbutt caused that punch. Headbutt called that punch. So now we know, but you don't necessarily have to stop the action unless it's an incredible cut like Badu Jack, versus the kid from Staten Island.
I think that was a bad call, but in hindsight, we saw a great 12-round match, right? And Caleb at least got a chance to show how much of a warrior he is, but it could have been a robbery of David Benavidez stopping Caleb Plant. But I guess, it was God's destiny for that not to happen.
I wouldn't even go that far, that he was going to stop him. Like, he was hurt. There was other times when he had him hurt and he couldn't drop him.
No, we will never know. What I'm saying is that it could have happened. And if I had to judge the situation, I think that that's what was going to happen. But look, Kenny decided to stop it, show the doctor fine. Caleb actually.
But I'm wondering, why did he show the doctor? Like, did it really? I didn't even see blood, first of all, at the time.
Listen, no, there was blood. But if you go back to
at the time, I barely saw it. So it's like, okay, it's a cut.
You'll see what I'm talking about. But look, even bigger than that, we saw a phenomenal fight. The best fight and the best. This is what you're gonna get, right? So before we get out of here, Barack, I just want to touch on what we all saw on social media. People wanting to see Benavidez against Canelo. Canelo has plans this year. Canelo is fighting on May 6th against Ryder, and he wants to rematch Bivol in September. So, Benavidez is going to have to stay busy and stay active. And also, moving forward, what do we see for Caleb Plant? Barack, I see him still being in big fights. But if I had to choose a fight right now because of Canelo's activity, I would love to see Jermall Charlo go up to 168 and fight David Benavidez. I think that's the most intriguing fight right now for David Benavidez.
I agree. Jermall Charlo, we heard him talking to Brian Campbell, and he said, listen, I think that was at the press conference, he said, I'll take the winner or the loser. I just want a big name, and that makes so much sense. I'd love to see Caleb Plant versus Jermall Charlo. And Benavidez, yes, Canelo has a fight in May and a fight in September already lined up. So you need another fight, or at least another 2 fights for the rest of the year. So why not David Morrell, or maybe you fight Jermall Charlo? And then we got somebody. And if you're able to get past the Jermall Charlo or David Morrell, there's no way you don't deserve a fight at the undisputed title.
David Morrell Benavidez is the fight. That might not be the biggest ticket because David is not a very popular fighter, but Morrell and Benavidez.
Great fight.
Woo, I would pay for that good money to watch that fight. All right, look, Barack, that's our show for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace and love. Stay safe. We're out of here.